Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel T-Spot. In this video, the pale blue eye follows Augustus Landor, a detective of some renown from New York City. It was a cold October day in 130. Landor is sent for by Captain Hitchcock and West Point Superintendent Thayer after grisly murder on the grounds of the West Point United States Military Academy near the Hudson River. A young cadet was found murdered and hanging from a tree from a frozen rope. But that's not the most shocking thing about the crime. The coroner, Dr. Daniel Marquis, reports that someone snuck into the facility and cut out the deceased heart. The following day, Landor deputies a young Southern cadet who doubles as a wordsmith. The odd Southern death goes by the name of Poe. Yes, before the famous poet wrote about the Raven, he was a cadet at West Point. Landor orders Egger to befriend multiple cadets infiltrating areas of the college where he would stick out like a sore thumb. From there, Poe takes a shining to a woman with fainting spells and a constant cough that will not go away. Her name is Lee, and she is one of a few nefarious characters on the West Point grounds. Like an expert on the occult, Jean Peep and Lee's mother Julia can speak to family members beyond the grave. So guess what she teaches her children? Another cadet is killed who was left hanging in the woods and had his heart ripped out, but not surgically like the first. This was relatively crude. A third cadet runs for his life and is never found. Landor and Poe notice this pattern and assume he ran because he would be next. Poe and Landor figure out that Lee, her mother, and her brother Artemis are speaking to their great-great-grandfather Henry Leclerc, beyond the grave. He was sentenced to death for practicing sorcery, but the doctor tells Landor that he was misunderstood. Earlier, Poe was taken to a private area where Lee has tied Poe performing a sacred ritual and is about to cut out his heart. Why? Secure Lee of her seizures, Landor arrives and the fire starts when Artemis tackles him. Soon the fire causes a beam to fall from the roof and kill Lee. As her brother holds her, Landor can save Poe and Julia. But while Artemis is holding his sister, the entire roof caves in on them. The pale blue eye ending explained who killed the cadets. The military wants to cover up the murders and dismisses Julia. But the case is solved and the powers that be thanked Landor for his time. However, it turns out that the Marquis family was not behind the murders. Who was behind the murder of cadets? Poe sees that the first note in the hand of the dead cadet is Landor's handwriting. It turns out the detective is the murderer of the cadets. Why did Landor commit the murders? His daughter was raped by the three in question. Landor sought his revenge. He completed the task. But in flashbacks, we see his daughter commit suicide by jumping off a cliff. How does this tie in with the Marquis family? Lee and her brother walked by the body and ripped the heart for the sake of the ritual. So when Landor killed the second cadet, he made it look like the body was part of the ritual. While Poe has the note that can link Landor to the murder, he burns it before he leaves Landor's home. Landor knew it was these three cadets because his daughter ripped one of their identification tags. Landor then tortured the first cadet, who told them the two other names. After Poe left, Landor walked to the same cliff that his daughter leaped from. He is now finally ready to join her. He turns his back to the cliff's edge, holds out his arms, and lets go of a piece of cloth that his daughter used to tie her hair. We can presume his letting go of this prized possession means he is letting go of the hate and anger. Landor is now ready to join his daughter in the afterlife, a running theme in the film. While Poe can talk to his dead mother, Lee can take to her deceased relative, and Landor cannot speak to his daughter. By killing himself, he can now be with her again. Thanks for watching. I hope you like it. Make sure to like the video and subscribe the channel for more exciting content. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Thank you for watching. See you soon.